So I'm at my friend Pegg's house, and we're making sausage gravy this morning. This is half a cube of Indian pork sausage with sage. She's got these awesome seasoned cast iron skillets that I probably wouldn't use because my stuff would stick to them, but hers has been seasoned for years, so the stuff doesn't stick.
The amount of flour you put in determines how much gravy you have.
Okay. So what does that mean? Do we need to put in more or less depending on how much we want?
Yeah. If you want it to be, you know, if you want it to be mostly sausage and not a lot of gravy, then you probably, I don't know.
Oh, look, and you even sift your flour. You're way better than I am. I don't do that.
It's easier to get it scattered around, especially over the stove.
I need one of those old sifter gadgets, apparently.
That's an old cheap string.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then we're just going to flour that and stir it around until the flour gets absorbed into the grease, right?
Yeah, and until it cooks down a little bit.
Okay.
You don't want a lot of flour.
Yeah, because you want it to taste like sausage, not like flour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't cook it, and it tastes like raw flour, and that's not good. I think that's the mistake sometimes restaurants make. Sometimes you get that gravy that's really floury tasting.
And, see, they're making everything fat-free now.
Fat-free sausage gravy.
Well, yeah, you just don't put any fat when you grind it up.
Right.
That's right, I'll fix it. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. So you're going to add a little fat to
Just
that?
a little fat, yeah.
All right.
Fat from the same source.
So just an FYI, if you want yours a little less fatty, don't add the lard, but Peg is of the opinion that we praise the Lord at her house.
This is really dry.
Yep, it is.
And I haven't put a lot of flour in it.
And my mom used to say that when it comes to, this is kind of like making a roux, but it's almost a cheater way of making a roux.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to say that just about when the flour starts to smell like it's kind of burning is when it's cooked enough to add the liquid in.
Mm-hmm.
So now after you added the lard, you floured the sausage again.
Yeah, so I could get a little more.
Yeah. And now we're adding milk. And a lot of people in the South add water, and it kind of makes more of a brownish gravy.
Yeah.
But then it's not as flavorful, so we add milk so it's creamier, right?
Just because we had milk, because this is the only way I ever knew to make it.
And for the record, that is whole milk, not skim milk.
And my nose is running. So I throw that
but
in
she
there.
didn't wipe it with her hands, and she's not using the same hand to stir that she wiped her nose with, so it's all good.
I'm not stirring with my hand, I'm stirring with a paddle.
Oh, buddy. So we stir this until it comes to a boil, right?
Well, we just see if we think it's getting too thick, then we have to put more milk in.
Okay.
Excuse me.
We are cheating with biscuits this morning. We're not doing biscuits from scratch because Peg's got a one-butt kitchen and there's not really room for us to spread out and make biscuits. So we're making you said that you think the frozen kind are better anyway.
Yeah. Well, not better than Bisquick. Easier than Bisquick.
Easier than Bisquick. Although we both agree that we kind of like Bisquick biscuits. So as you can see, this is kind of thickening up, but you don't want to let it go too long without stirring it. Otherwise, the milk will scald. So you got to kind of keep it stirring. But it's sort of thick. It's kind of a combination of thick and thin. Ooh, more milk. Because it's got to stretch for 3 people, and double portions is one of those people. So we got to make sure we have enough for her.
Make a lot. Jesus.
Okay, so I just asked Peg if we could use skim milk, and she said yes. And you said what?
The reason I don't like skim milk is because when I was about 14, we moved over to my grandmother's farm, and we had 3 cows, which my dad and my brothers milked. And my dad sold cream because in those days you could put the cream in a cool place and sit there for a week and get sour and sell it. You didn't have to go through all the dairy business. Mm-hmm. So there was a separator that he put the milk through, and it took every scrap of butter fat out of the milk. It was blue.
Ooh.
And that's what we had to drink, and I hated it. And sometimes I would go to the store and buy a quart of regular homogenized milk just to have milk.
Because you guys were drinking almost water. So your skim milk was like water.
It was tasteless.
Water.
Now, see, my sister ate that all the time, and she likes it better than regular milk. Okay,
It's looking pretty good there. It's looking really thick, like it should.
Now we're just going to let this stay warm.
Okay. And you heat up a pan over here. What are we doing with this?
Put the biscuits in.
Ah, I see. Okay. So biscuits are next, and we're just gonna put those in the oven on whatever temperature the frozen biscuit package says we're putting them
That's
on.
right. 375.
So for all practical purposes, our gravy here is finished.
Yeah.
See? Nice and thick.
You can taste it if you want to, but don't lick the paddle.
All right. I won't lick the paddle this time. So we have our frozen biscuits in the oven. We have our sausage gravy nice and ready and thick here. And the longer it sits, the thicker it gets. We did add a little sprinkle of salt to it. And then, because again, Pegg works in sort of a limited small kitchen here. Scrambled eggs, like most people would, you're double boiling the eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not something I've ever seen done before.
It makes them nice and creamy.
Oh, well, there you go. See?
Is there any half and half left?
There is. It's in the refrigerator behind. So Pegg says if we cook our scrambled eggs in the double boiler, they come out creamier, fluffier.
And you don't have to stir them all the time.
Oh, because you don't have to worry about the bottom burning.
Uh-huh.
That is really smart. How did you learn how to do that?
I don't know. I don't know who I ever saw do this first. I'll get that out. Breakfast should never be a low-fat meal.
How come?
Because it's breakfast.
Because it's the start of your day.
That's right.
You need all that good fat energy to get you going.
Praise
for
the
the day.
Lord.
Praise the Lord. Okay, so I think we're ready to do the eggs. You have to do the Julia Child impression.
First, we beat the eggs. Then we pour them into the double boiler till they start to cook.
And then what happens after they start to cook?
We eat them.
I need to cook with Pegg more often. Do you always sing when you cook?
I sing all the time. I didn't sing this morning because you were here and I didn't want to wake you
No,
up.
you should have sung. We like it when you sing.
I sing when I'm playing solitaire. I'll make up a song about what a lousy hand it is.
Pegg knows the words to like every song ever created, I think.
Not true.
Almost. Okay, so do that again. What did you just do? So it's really cooking in there.
Yeah.
I'm so fascinated by this. Cooking scrambled eggs. Or as we would say in Mexico, huevos revueltos in the double boiler.
You don't have to use a whisk, but my favorite egg cooking spoon was stolen by the mice. I swear to God, I was making my oatmeal in the morning. I got it all together, I stirred it with a spoon, I laid the spoon down there. And when I came back to serve it, the spoon was gone.
Maybe it was the wasps or the
Box elder.
the box elder
Could have
bugs.
been. There haven't been enough of them here this year.
In case
To
you're
really
wondering
do
why I'm not showing Pegg on camera, it's because she won't let me. I'm only allowed to show her hands.
And it's such a lovely hand.
It is. It's a lovely hand. Can you sing like Julia Child as well?
I don't think she could carry a tune.
What was the song you were singing when you were stirring them before?
As Julia Child?
No,
Oh.
when
Pardon me, miss, but I've never been kissed by a real live girl.
I've never heard that one. Where's that one come from?
That's old song. Older than me.
Older than you.
Older than the hills. Older than dirt.
And speaking of old, we decided that our not low-fat breakfast, aside from the fact that it's the most important meal of the day and low-fat doesn't hurt you, we've decided that Pegg didn't get as old as she is eating low-fat, so that must say something about adding a little fat to your diet, or a lot, anytime, right?
Anytime you want to.
Little fat never hurt anybody. Okay, so our breakfast is now ready. Double portions. Oh, wow. That's good. That's heaven in your mouth right there. That's nice. Praise
Good
the
job.
Lord.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, I'm going to have to eat some more of
Eat
this.
your breakfast before it gets cold.
I will. Thank you.